What is that sound is very, very, very difficult to say.
It's the sound, you know. It's not the music. The music we already know.
I personally get finicky when people call us fusion.
That's it. Just a touch. That's it.
It will be difficult to explain contemporary Carnatic because you can easily get categorized into fusion rock.
It's not metal. It is this amalgamated, shaken but not stirred sort of mixture that
Contemporary Indian music.
हेलो चेक चेक हे हे थोड़ा और हेलो 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 चेक मॉनिटर में थोड़ा सा देना
There's no chance of me being able to tell you or anybody being able to tell you what Indian Ocean sounds like.
They're folk. No, then they said they're rock. No. So everybody would try and find terms for us. We gave up.
To be able to find a sound of their own is something which cannot be taught. It has to come from within.
Swaratma's music is the sound of India.
1, 2, 3.
Just like what India's youth is today. Honest expression of a collective emotion.
when two perspectives come together and when we manage to create a balance between them, that's what makes Yodaka's music.
100% true, loud and lusty. Lusty, I don't know what that means, but definitely earthy. It's the music that is breeding at the time that you're living in.
what we do is take diverse styles of music, play them together.
I come from a classical music background. But thing is, since I play guitar, so then I said, how do I interpret my Indian classical music on the guitar?
I want to create a new sound, Naga folk blues. And what is Naga folk blues? Oh, this is different.
Indian sound which is now started to come up, and it will come up from other bands also.
The idea is just to have something very soulful and that kind of connect with your audience and for ourselves as musicians.
Music is a form of expression. A form of expression which is definitely not through the normal language that we speak.
Rock, Carnatic, experimental, I think Agam is a mixture of all three.
Agam means the inner self. Music comes from within, so we thought maybe it makes sense.
Om Ganaram Tva Ganapati Gum Bhavamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashrabastavam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspad Arashran Vandrudibhi Sida Sadhanam. Om Ganaram Tva Ganapati Gum Bhavamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashrabastavam Jeshtarajam.
Our tunes are completely based on a single raga. We don't try to mix ragas. Most of the times we take a melody which is based on Indian classical ragas, and then we start experimenting on that.
So we thought, okay, let's retain the Carnatic aspect of the music, and by retaining that, let's bring our own metal or rock flavor or the South Indian instrument flavor.
Not necessarily just rock, but he also brought in elements of funk, blues, and a little bit of jazz as well.
We didn't try to bring in Western into Carnatic or Carnatic into Western. So I do the Carnatic music, and then, as you move forward, it actually converges at a point where you actually think this should have been together. I mean, it should have been always together. Taking Carnatic music and doing Western or any other contrasting or complementing style of music is actually fairly seamless. It happens.
Indian classical rhythm patterns are so amazingly complicated. Okay, I don't think mathematically also you can decipher how the hell a human being is being able to render a beat pattern like that. Okay, but they do.
Indian classical music is very scale-based music.
The fundamental of Western music is that you can stack more than one note on top of each other.
Like a Durga Rag. A Durga Rag would go something like this. So we give a lot of importance to these notes in that particular rag, relevant to that rag, and then create a melody over it, and and then solo over that. That is when a true essence of a rag comes out.
Sometimes you can get lucky enough that the tune that you're making can work both ways, like an Indian classical approach and a Western harmony-based approach. and you can infuse both of them into one song. But sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it just naturally does not let you go that way.
It's a nice idea when you kind of blend the two, because you're kind of taking the best of both worlds.
Swarata's music to me is that expression of emotion between 6 creative partners.
You are a performer of the music that you have practiced, of the music that you have composed, of the songs. So you are just a medium on stage from what you have already created.
I discovered my love for music when we bought a music system which had 2 cassette decks, which meant that I could borrow a cassette and create a copy and keep that copy for myself.
Alright, boys and girls, this is the part where we celebrate life. ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡು. ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡು. ಸ್ನೇಹ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾರೈಸುವಂತೆ ಹಾಡು.
Our music is not folk music. It's just we just use elements of folk, elements of rock, elements of Indian classical, elements of jazz and other forms of music.
We believe you take the elements and bring it to the people in a way that they can understand and hear stories of what's happening now. Most of the times, the ideas or the feeling what we get with that sound just coincides. Then putting lyrics just happens very easily.
ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡು. ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡು.
The issues are always stuff that we feel are around us, are affecting us, and which turns into an expression, and so it's a song.
ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾರೈಸುವಂತೆ ಹಾಡು. ಈ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾರೈಸುವಂತೆ ಹಾಡು. Jump, 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 jump. ಭೂಮಿ ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡು.
If we can have a visual memory imbibed in our viewers' minds, which goes well with our sound, I think then we can connect better.
ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಹಾರೈಸುವಂತೆ ಹಾಡು.
So you're part of evolution. Somewhere you have to be grounded, somewhere you also have to stretch to grow.
It doesn't matter what language you're singing in. It really doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter that you don't understand what I'm saying in the words, as long as you get what I'm saying in my body language and in the music.
I always think that musicians should be like water. Like you can put them in any vessel and they can take part of that.
We've grown up listening to Hindi film music, Indian folk music, some in classical music and whatever. So the rhythm structures that we use in our local music, folk music or other music, they are not alien at all to us.
If you're really doing music the way you love to do it, it means that your psyche is coming out. And somebody is always appreciating the fact that you are actually allowing yourself to be yourself.
This is possible. So it's possible to stand your own ground, follow your own inner voice, and not really listen to too many people who are telling you to do different things.
It becomes like a melting pot of genres, of influences, of feelings that the band members are feeling at that point in time.
If you find yourself in whatever you are doing, in any kind of music, and you think that you are making sense, then it's perfectly fine.
Even when we are playing Western instruments like drums and bass and guitar, I don't think all of us are playing them exactly in the Western way. I think my guitar style has a lot of influence of Indian classical and folk.
You have the East India Company, which is a band which is post-colonial in the sense that it is showing an awareness of our history and yet willing to have fun with it. So what? Now this is the East India. This is us. We're from Ahom, and we'll do Ahomia music, and we'll do Ahomia folk, and we'll bring electronica into it. In the last few years, what we have seen is an increasing number of bands and individuals starting to sing and compose music in their own languages as bands.
For us, the art form always keeps evolving.
It's more like a conversation, like how I answer your question. We've been working with traditional slokams. Also, we work with ancient writings from the folk singers. We never claim to say that, okay, this is what we've come up with. We always feel that this is our expression to that.
Name Yodaka itself happens to be a Sanskrit name, and it means warriors.
Shwetambaradaram Devim Shweta Gandhanulepitam Vandeham Sharadham Nityam Shweta Padmasanam Shubha.
After performing Yodaka for 2 years with all random world music songs and a little bit of Carnatic with drums and distortion guitars and all that, personally, to be honest, I was bored doing that.
Shweta-veena-dhara Devim Shweta Hamsolasini.
That's when we decided, why can't we use Sanskrit? All the slokams are so musical and it's on meter. It fits on any kind of tune, as long as you understand how it flows.
So what we have tried to do is take all those chants
and not distort the ideas and the feel of the chant and the sound of the chant.
We were very strong that we are going to do Indian music, but the elements that are going to come in are the ones from around. We also work together on another project. It's also a performing band. It's called La Pongal. That's again an interesting thing for us to see how folk music sounds in a rock band setup. It sounded really good for me with the raw folk performance and what I could hear in my head. It was such a great like combination of this contemporary instruments and the folk melody. We've tried our best to keep the aesthetics of folk music so strong that if you listen to it, you would say, okay, this is folk music.
The traditional Indian instrument and the Western instrument aren't very different at all. They are both musical instruments. They both create music.
Let me show you this folk instrument. This is we call tintila. The youngster mindset is the folk instruments cannot play to the modern instrument. But see, I try to put and make tuners up down. Then I can play with any instrument.
So I may be playing the bass guitar and I may be holding down a Western groove, but there are still points of confluence where it doesn't matter where the instrument is from, where the instrument you're playing is from, it's still going to come and say hello.
I tune it more like an Indian instrumentalist would tune it, and so it gives a beautiful drone, and it's very sitar-like or like a sarod-like, But to me, I felt the need of changing my tuning to be a little more authentic.
Now you have Kadri Gopalnath playing saxophone. He's playing the sax, he's playing an alto sax, but he's playing Carnatic. So the instrument is not what pushes, it's this. नवीन तबला बजाइए 1 मिनट. हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा है. Indian Ocean started off in 1990, and we started doing just our own music using a lot of folk and classical influences, but yet because we were contemporary people in cities, so we were listening to rock and jazz and reggae and all that came into our music. But something very Indian emerged, influenced by, so you can say rooted in India but global in its appeal.
We do not follow chord patterns. We go by the Indian way of following scales.
And the minute you start playing in scales with a slightly Indian rhythm, it's amazing that immediately you start sounding Indian.
I may have played something 4 years back in a song which is also recorded and gone, but we will keep changing it till the time it's completely at ease with itself, and I don't feel that I'm straining any muscle in my body while playing it.
Composition has to have a particular flow. It has to tell a story.
Let's say something comes to my head and I'm singing it, whatever it may be. Now the way Oshim is seeing it is, I don't know how. So he may, let's say he may be thinking of it from the way he's heard music in the 70s, suppose. And Shushmit suddenly hears that and he says, oh, I'm feeling like playing something classical at that point. And Rahul is hearing something at the same time and he thinks something more reggae-ish at the same time. And I think that's roughly what used to happen. Everybody would pull the things that we were making towards their own little influences, and just ऐसे hodgepodge हो जाता था. Folk music just has a way of sounding folky. There's that spirit in folk music that you can't find in some other sort of music sometimes.
I start learning folk music, folk songs from the old guys. Many people ask me, we need to save our culture, we need to save our culture. I ask them very humbly, if you want to save our culture, our folk should be reshaped and polished and mixed and make it contemporary.
Of course, there is that traditional music, there is that folk music. There is nothing wrong in creating your own form of music using elements from here.
Then when you see something that East India Company does, when Papon sings his bihu. He grew up with bihu. Bihu is part, it's within his body. When he sings bihu, his whole body moves with bihu. The audience starts moving because he is moving.
Oh, chalan mati dori amare
When it comes from there, then the folk music will start becoming more and more interesting.
If you ask me that, okay, we are giving you a musical path, and how would you walk on that? So I would walk the way I've been taught to walk, you know.
In Advaita, we try and make sure that we give the first priority to the song rather than our own playing.
Trying to gauge the pain, to tell the mud from the rain.
How tabla, for that matter, will work in a particular song.
You know, it's just 8 minds coming together and everybody is bringing in their own instruments, the vocal abilities, and suddenly come up with this idea. It could be a melodic line or a set of few lines or just a groove.
लाख जाता न कर हारे रे मैं लाख जाता न कर हारे रे मैं लाख जाता.
We did Ghir Ghir, we did Gorakh. These songs are like pure old compositions in particular rag. So we've used those, compositions, and we've done it in such a way that it complements, the Western elements when they come in.
We as Advaitans think that a song is always bigger than the musician at that point of time, because we are 8 of us working on that plot, working on that song, and trying to make that song sound like 8 of us together.
At a personal level, it's not only Western or Indian. It's about the people who are, they find it, a common ground.
if you really want to have expression absolutely free flowing, you have to let your mind loose.
Fusion is not about just bringing in musicians, bringing all these instruments and play it together. Fusion is in the minds. You have to be open enough in your mind to let other form of music come and blend with your mindset of music. So I guess fusion happens then.
When we were doing the first album, we almost consciously tried to make it sound not like an Indian band, and we wanted to put out an album that was international rock in that particular sense. And then when we started touring with the first album, these elements used to start creeping inside. And then after some time we realized that, that was the fun part of it. And so we put all these rural melodies and juxtaposed it with very, very intense energy.
And it was very nice to see recently, we had this young fan of us, and he was standing there in headbanging. Next to him it was his dad standing there. And the best part it was, the young little boy, he was also painted half, and he got his dad to paint his face into half, and that's the most important thing, even if you're playing rock or whatever you call it, if it connects, that's the most important thing.
Music is in itself is very large for it to be confined to a narrow pocket invented by a human mind. For example, the word genre.
I am probably not a very big fan of this genreism and just classifying bands, I think. But it's important at the end of the day also, because
if I tell you that our music is Bob Marley jamming with a ball singer when he's high on some substance, it would at least make you curious.
Because more and more everybody is influenced by everything. And yet, when they make their music, they don't want to sound like other people. They want to sound different. So that's why it becomes more and more difficult to say who belongs to what genre. There are N genres, they're going to keep expanding, and we're going to keep getting confused, and we're going to all put it under contemporary Indian music.
At one point of time, I wanted to be a professional dancer. In fact, then my father quashed it brilliantly. I'm a very limited musician that way. I've never trained myself in music. It's the rest of the musicians who make me look good on stage, actually. Well, it's more like a constantly evolving sound, really, not really getting stagnant with one particular set of musicians or set of sounds, but instead keep the doors open for new people to walk in, add their colors, and